congregation, thank you for this day, my friend, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living right here in Menifee Valley. Beautiful Menifee Valley. The sun is shining. Oh, happy day. Welcome. And don't forget, we have to greet one another this morning, and if you want to turn to somebody and just say, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here, buddy.
George, I'm glad you're here. Didn't that feel good?
Well, yeah, it is.
And now I want to ask you, think about this. What is it? Why is it that you're glad you're here? I don't want to know. You know. You know why it's a good thing for you to be here. There's a reason, and let's find out what that reason is today by our announcement. Find out what's going on in the community and right here in CSL. And here to tell us is our core president, Mr. Dave Minyard.
Okay, that was a good one. Gosh, I'm gone 1 week and you guys just missed me. Well, it's good to be back, ladies. Absolutely. It is good to be back. I'm happy to be here again this week. We both are. Hello and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Menifee Valley. We are a new thought community based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes, which revolve around the basic principles of the law of attraction and the power of positive thinking. No matter where you are on your path, you are welcome here and we are glad you're here. Moving on. February. February is a good one. So, the February theme and intent is embracing the edge. February invites us to embrace the edge, that place just beyond what is familiar, comfortable, or known. In Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes reminds us that to be open at the top, we must remain willing to grow, and growth only happens at the edges of our certainty. At CSLMV, we've long practiced open minds, open arms, open hearts, and being open at the top. And this month, we explore what it means to live that mantra, not just in thought, but in action. And what this means is embracing the edge doesn't mean reckless risk-taking. It means noticing where life is inviting us to stretch, internally and externally. Throughout February, we'll explore the dynamic flow between involution, which is turning inward to examine our beliefs, and evolution, which is expressing that inner transformation outward into the world. So lastly, the edge is where transformation begins. So this month, may we stay present, open, and willing, trusting that what lies just beyond our comfort may be exactly what is calling us forward. The edge is not a place of danger, but it is a place of becoming your greatest yet to be. Does that make sense? All right, so let's lock this theme in with my favorite absolute one thing of the month. For those of you that know, this word is very, very important. It is the most affirming statement that you can say. It lets the universe know that you are serious, you are not messing around, and universe, you better be listening, because the universe is always listening. So, I'm going to say a statement, and I expect you all to give me back the most passionate absolutely you got. Understand? Absolutely! All right, here we go. Are we willing to step beyond what is familiar and comfortable without overstepping boundaries? Absolutely. Do we meet the unknown with curiosity instead of fear? Absolutely. Are we open at the top, ready to grow, stretch, and become more? Absolutely. Do we trust that the edge is not danger, but it's a transformation in motion? Absolutely. Then let's let February be our becoming, where inner reflection meets outer expression, and we let Spirit lead us forward. And when we ask if we are ready for it to embrace the edge, we say together with conviction, absolutely! And so it is. Oh, that's such a good one. Sorry, after that I'm always like, okay, now I gotta get announcements? How boring. Okay, February. It is the beginning of February, and we all know what that means. So, first, potluck. It's potluck today. So yeah, there's plenty of food. Oh, Betsy did not bring food. Oh, that's okay. There's plenty. Plenty of food for everybody. Also calendars. Calendars are available on the front table. Oh wait,
They're
out.
the calendars are not available on the front table on this day, but they will be next week, so I expect to see all of you here ready to grab a calendar. Okay? And being as that it's the first Sunday of the month, we like to do a thing here where we celebrate some birthdays. So do we have any February birthdays in the house? Mary Whitefeather! Anybody else? Mary Whitefeather. All right, Bill?
Merry Christmas.
No, Bill, wrong song.
All right, here we
Let's do
go.
it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mary Whitefeather. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, I'll ask this question to both of you. How does it feel to be 21 finally? Yeah?
I can tell my truth. I'll be 63 years young tomorrow.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. 2-2.
Is it really? Oh, look at that. And ironically, Kara's dad's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh.
We celebrated it early, but that's the 2-2. That's a thing. Yeah. All right. Well, happy birthday to both of you. Next week, our speaker is somebody called Reverend Linda Overton. And the talk is going to be walking the edge of life. So, yes, a lot of edge walking this month. Community events. Inside your bulletin, you're going to find a list of community events happening here at the center. Please feel free to take the insert, but please leave the outer portion of the bulletin in the basket on the door, by the door on your way out. So, as you all know, we have been doing a thing every month called the Community Kindness Spotlight. And every month we give a small donation to a local 501(c)(3) and this month we have chosen Michelle's Place, which is a cancer resource center. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. We are honored to support Michelle's Place Cancer Resource Center, an organization devoted to ensuring that no one faces cancer alone. Founded in 2001 to honor the life and vision of Michelle Watson, Michelle's Place was created as a sanctuary of comfort, education, and support for individuals and families that are impacted by cancer. Through compassionate care, educational resources, and more than 10,000 support and comfort services each year, Michelle's Place walks alongside those navigating a cancer diagnosis, offering hope, connection, and strength during life's most challenging moments. We are grateful to shine a light on their work and to support their mission of empowerment, healing, and community. For more information about their mission or to make a personal contribution, you can visit michellesplace.org. So we are very happy to be helping them this month and supporting them. Also, we are very excited to share that Reverend Linda Overton has been approved to teach classes here. Yay! So we is all about to get some book learning up in here. So keep an eye out and listen up because new classes will be launching very, very soon. There is a sign-up sheet on the back. That is not a sign-up sheet for classes, that is a sign-up sheet for information. So if you would like more information about the classes and when it gets announced and what dates, sign up on there, put your email, and you will get a notice. Also, if you're not following our newsletter or receiving our newsletter, make sure that you sign up for that through email because there's also a link in that will take you to the page where you can sign up and get more information. Oh, we are so excited about classes finally. All right, also coming up this month, this Wednesday actually, we have our community drum circle. It's February 4th at 6:30. It's the first Wednesday of every month and it's facilitated by our very own Whitefeather. It is an open event to all. It's a $10 suggested love offering donation at the door. And I'll say it again, I say it every month. It's unlike any drum circle you've ever been to. It's in this beautiful sanctuary right here, and it is an experience. So I highly recommend coming because not only do you get the drum circle, but you get live music, and you get a sound bath at the end of it. Unbelievable. So I expect to see every sound, logging all your faces, and I expect to see 90% of you there. All right. Also, the following Wednesday, February 11th, from 6 to 7:30, here at the center, we have the Healing Sisters support group. It's a free monthly women's circle where women can come together to support, uplift, and heal. In this nurturing space, you can share openly, listen deeply, and grow in sisterhood, fostering connection, understanding, and renewal. Come as you are and leave feeling grounded, supported, and inspired. I've heard a lot of good feedback about the group, so if you are interested, that is Wednesday, February 11th from 6 to 7:30 here in the sanctuary. Also coming, we have a lot going on this month, and it makes me so happy. On February 13th, that's a Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
You all know I'm a Friday the 13th fan. Okay, Friday the 13th. It's a great day. I just caught that. We have the jazz house here at the sanctuary. So it's live jazz. You can bring an instrument, you can jam along, or you can just hang out and enjoy the music. It is a very fun and relaxing experience, and I've been to a couple of them. I'm not a huge jazz person, as you can tell, but it's fun. It is very calming and fun. The other event that happens with the same live jam events is on Friday, February 27th, and that's from 6 to 8, and that is the next live jam concert, which is Friday, February 27th, well, I'm redundant, at 6 p.m. So a band called the Hot Rod Trio will be performing. They are a three-piece that is very much kind of rockabilly, blues, very cool. And the food is going to be by Gracie's Lunchbox. Now, there's been a slight change with the events. So it's always been free, but you can pay $10 to get the food. So the $10 for the food still applies, but there is now a $5 admission fee if you're not getting food. So if you're getting food, it's still $10. You still get it for free. It's $10. And again, I have never been disappointed by the $10 food. It is always a plate full of delicious, amazing food, and it's good, really good. So if you're just here for the music, it's $5. But if you want the dinner, it's $10 and you get in for free. Again, that's February 27th, 6 to 8. Stick around for service. After service today, we have potluck, lots of food, lots of coffee, lots of sweets. There's bagels. There's flat cake. What was it called? Texas sheet cake. Oh yeah, see, I didn't know what it was, and now I'm fascinated by it. I'm excited, and there's plenty, so I know I'm going to get some. Yeah, there's little smokies, there's all sorts of stuff. So stick around. If you have a prayer request for this week, please place it in the prayer box located underneath Ernest Holmes over there. Or you can see one of our amazing people, either Bill, Eloise, or Whitefeather, and they will help you hold space and say some prayers for you and with you. For more information, you can visit our website at CSLMV.org. Like us on Facebook, Instagram. I'm starting to see a lot more of you are liking and sharing stuff, and it means a lot because it makes us get seen, and that's always fun. So before I intro our practitioner, Eloise, for her chanting, and I can get off this stage once again, please repeat after me. Open minds.
Open minds.
Open hearts.
Open hearts.
Open arms.
Open arms.
Open at the top.
Open at the top.
Thank you all. Have a great week.
I thought he'd never quit.
Right?
Anyway, enough of that foolishness, and what a wonderful program. Thank you, Mr. Minyer.
You're welcome.
We now have a chance to bring ourselves back. What's going on? Okay. We now have a chance to bring ourselves right back in center, because that's what's important this morning. Bringing ourselves right back into the center and into the spirituality right here this morning. And we begin that with our licensed practitioner, Eloise Newell, in a morning chant and our invocation.
My chant this morning is the Our Father. In Latin, it's Pater Noster. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitti nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. It's another glorious morning, another beautiful day. And it's so special that we have this wonderful weather. I left Chicago. I'm so glad. And we have the power to make changes, as I made changes, as I chose to take my husband and 6 children to a nice warm state, the beautiful state of California. And I do love it so much. And each one of us has that ability to change, to do things to make our lives more complete, to recognize our power, to know the God within guides us, whispers to us, and tells us what is good for us. And when we listen, we are so blessed. And I am so grateful to be in this philosophy that recognizes that we have that power, that we are that God that rests within each one of us. And in my gratitude, I release my word into the law of mind, knowing we are so blessed. And together we say,
And so it is.
for our reading from the Science of Mind. And last night I sat down and wrote out the names of some people that had worked in this movement, in this Science of Mind movement. And I can't believe I knew and had lived during some of their time here. The list was really long, and I left it on the dresser this morning, so you might have to benefit from it. But I'll mention two names, Wayne Dwyer and good old what's her name, from San Diego. I'll think of it someday. Anyway, I have two readings this morning, so sit back and relax, because I wasn't sure exactly what to talk about because of our guest speaker this morning. But I wanted to read these two messages. And the first one actually was written after the second one. So I'll read the last one first, and then go back and read the first one second. You follow?
Absolutely.
And for Kara's benefit, anytime I read the word man in any of these texts, think mankind. So we include Kara in the And the first, or rather, the second message is change from within. It's by Emmett Fox. Man is a mental being, and to know this is the first step on the road to freedom and prosperity. For as long as you believe yourself to be permanently and primarily a physical person, a superior kind of animal, you will remain in bondage. In bondage, that is to say, to your own habits of thought. For there is no other bondage. Since you are a mental being, you will see how foolish it is for you to endeavor to improve your conditions by altering your environment while leaving your mind unchanged. To attempt this is to foredoom yourself to disappointment. Mind is cause, and experience is effect. If you do not like the experience or effect that you're getting, the obvious remedy is to alter the cause, and then the effect will naturally alter too. Now I'll read the last one first. What you think upon grows. This is an Eastern maxim, and it sums up neatly the greatest and most fundamental of all laws of mind. What you think upon grows. Whatever you allow to occupy your mind, you magnify in your life. Whether the subject of your thought be good or bad, the law works, and the condition grows. Any subject that you keep out of your mind tends to diminish in your life. The more you think about your grievances or the injustices that you have suffered, the more such trials will you continue to receive. And the more you think of the good fortune that you have had, the good things in your life, the more good fortunes will come to you. This is the basic fundamental of the all-inclusive law of mind. And actually, all psychology and metaphysical teaching is little more than a commentary on this. And then Fox includes this biblical verse, Philippians 4. What you think upon grows. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are good rapport, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. And so it is.
So it is.
And so it is this morning that we are truly blessed. We have our fabulous guest speaker this morning, a lady that I've known for more than 20 years. I've forgotten how long I've known her, but she hasn't aged a day. She is Reverend Linda Overton.
I think we've known each other around 20 years. Probably. Calming down. Okay, can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so this month we are talking about living the inner edge. And our theme today is embracing the edge. And honestly, I'm not real good about that. I have fears of going off the edge. And I tell you that because I'm human, even though I'm a minister, I'm still human. So I have all the same fears you do. But when we hear the word edge, we often think that there's danger or limitation. But what if the edge isn't a stopping point at all, but it's a doorway? Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching, said, we must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. And this quote is about surrendering control and expectations so that life can unfold in a more authentic, meaningful way. And we often hold tightly to a picture of how we think life should look like, our career, our relationships, the timing, you go to college, you get married, you have babies, or whatever your idea of success is. But over time, those plans can become rigid and shaped by fear or ego or outside expectations rather than by who we truly are. Or, you know, I've got bills and I've got to just keep doing what I'm doing so I can pay my bills and just move forward. So, and sometimes in order to receive something better or more fitting, we have to let go of those fixed ideas. When we do, we make room for a life that reflects our true self, not just a person we thought we needed to be. So that doesn't mean giving up or avoiding responsibility. It means trusting that we're growing, allowing change to happen, and staying open to unexpected paths that may lead to deeper fulfillment. So letting go isn't losing control, it's creating space for something better to come in. So the edge may not be where life ends, but where something new begins. We do this by using our spiritual practices and allowing God to be our guide. The question is, where in my life am I being asked to move past judging myself and toward accepting myself more fully? This question invites us to look inward, right to the place where real growth begins, and then to meditate and talk to God. So ever since I was 8 years old, I wanted to be a nurse. So I go to nursing school, and I become a nurse, and I'm working med-surg, and it wasn't my thing. I went to ICU, it wasn't my thing. So I kept bouncing from place to place. I'm like, why did I even go to nursing school? I didn't even like all these bedpans and people throwing up on me. And until finally, many years later, I found public health. And I'm like, oh, let me see if I can push myself off of the edge of hospital nursing and move into public health. And I did it. And that's where I retired, and I loved it. And I loved going to patients' houses and taking care of them where they were. I was meeting them where they were. So if I had not pushed myself off of the edge, the comfortable edge of paying my bills and going to work, I wouldn't have found public health, a job that I really, really loved and grew in. Howard Thurman describes something many of us experience. We try to protect our sense of who we are. We work hard to define ourselves and hold on to our control of our lives. But life doesn't let us stay closed off. Relationships and experiences push us to grow and see ourselves differently. When this happens, we're being invited to go a little bit more, to question our assumptions and to stay open to change, especially when it means choosing connection over control. Thurman also points out a common pattern. Sometimes we feel deeply connected to something bigger than ourselves, and it changes us. But those moments don't usually last. We soon return to what feels safe and familiar, even when it keeps us from growing. And I am one that likes to be safe and not move out of my comfort zone, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. So sometimes we pray and we meditate and we ask Spirit for guidance, and a clear nudge shows up. And then maybe you feel a sense that it's time to rest, or to have an honest conversation, or to leave a situation that no longer feels right. But then your little mind steps in and it says, that doesn't make sense, or I can't do that right now, or what if I'm wrong? So instead of following Spirit's guidance, we push it aside and we keep doing what feels safer or familiar. And that guidance doesn't just disappear. We choose not to listen, and often the discomfort that follows isn't punishment, it's a reminder that we already knew the next step, but we weren't ready to trust it. Ernest Holmes says, we are not bound by our past experiences except as we permit them to control us. So it means that our past experiences don't automatically determine who we are or how we live now. Our past experiences, good or bad, only continue to shape us if we let them define our choices, beliefs, and our sense of identity. So I love to read, and I'm reading a book called Every Shot Must Have a Purpose. And it's a book about golf. I like golf. And this book is just filled with so many metaphysical quotes. As I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, I could bring this quote to church. And as I was reading this particular section, I said, ooh, that's perfect for my talk. So you're at your golf club, and you wake up, and there's a light rain falling. And the first thought that enters your head is, I'm a terrible rain player. I don't play well in the rain. I have no chance today at playing a good game. Then you ask yourself, is that true? And the answer should be, I may have struggled in the rain in the past, but that does not mean that is the case today. This is a new round of golf in which I have control. And then you ask yourself, what am I going to do about it? Because, like Ernest Holmes says, we are not bound by past experiences, only if we let them control us. So in other words, what happened to you may explain where you are, but it doesn't have to decide where you go next. You still have the ability to choose how much power the past has over your present or your future. Each time we repeat this cycle of expansion and return, something shifts. The walls we build to protect ourselves slowly begin to break down, and that wearing down is the inner edge. So living on the inner edge is standing in that space between who we are now and who we are becoming. It is the tension, the subtle pull between our familiar self and the new self emerging within us. As Ernest Holmes reminds us, we are continuously living a new life. When the old and the new do not fit together nicely, the old should be discarded. So the inner edge can feel uncomfortable or even a little scary because growth asks us to let go of old habits, old thoughts, and old patterns that no longer serve us. But it's in that discomfort that real change happens. When we face it, we let our vision of our higher self guide us. As Ernest Holmes said, as our God is opened and we behold the image of eternity within ourselves, we are changed by this image into a newness of life. So living here isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about having the courage to be honest with ourselves, to face uncertainty, and to step into the life that we were meant to live. So growth happens at the inner edge, the place where we stretch beyond what's familiar and begin to become a fuller version of ourselves. Often, this is a moment when the old way we see ourselves no longer fits into our life. That can feel uncomfortable. It may show up as self-doubt, maybe harsh criticism, or fear that we're not enough. But what if discomfort isn't about something we need to fix, but it's an invitation to grow? And that's what the edge is. It's an invitation to grow. Ernest Holmes gives us a simple but challenging reminder. Change your thinking, change your life. Your thoughts shape your life. What you focus on in your mind often shows up in your experiences. So positive thoughts lead to positive results, and negative thoughts can hold you back. You have the power to choose your thoughts. By paying attention, by thinking differently, you can create better outcomes. If you constantly think, I can't do this, my life is hard, or if you think I can't find a way, there's no way to succeed, of course, that's the way your life's going to be. Life will feel hard, you won't succeed. So you need to change the way you think, and your life will follow. So here's a simple story, and it becomes a powerful teacher. Years ago, a retreat center kept an old wooden doorway, even after the building was renovated. The doorway was narrow, built to older standards, and people kept bumping into it. Shoulders were scraped, bags caught. Everyone assumed the problem was carelessness. Okay, people need to slow down, pay attention. But eventually, someone realized the truth. The doorway wasn't wrong. The people had grown. They were carrying more responsibility, more awareness, more life. What once fit easily no longer did. And instead of recognizing their own expansion, people kept judging themselves for not fitting anymore. The doorway became a teacher. Some people began turning sideways to pass through. Some paused before entering, and a few laughed and said, I'm not too big for life. Life is asking me to enter differently now. That's the inner edge. It's not the place where we discover our inadequacy. It's the place where we discover our growth. Imagine trying to hit a target that keeps moving. That's what it's like when we measure ourselves by what society says is good enough. Yesterday's rules don't apply, and tomorrow they'll change again. No matter how hard we try, we always feel a little behind. Ernest Holmes reminds us that our real worth isn't about meeting someone else's standards. It comes from our own thoughts, values, and intentions. When we focus on the inner standard, we stop comparing ourselves to others, we feel more confident, and create a life that truly fits us. The takeaway is, don't chase someone else's moving target. Trust your own inner guidance, and that's where real satisfaction begins. Look inward, not outward, for your measure of success and happiness. That's where real freedom and lasting satisfaction come from. We often think that being perfect means never making mistakes, but there's a deeper way to look at it. Holmes says something really powerful. The real man, the perfect man, the spiritual man is perfect now. We are all perfect right now, the way we are. What he means is, in our everyday life, in our everyday experience, perfection is something we work toward. We learn, we grow, we stumble, and that's normal. But at the level of our spiritual nature, At our very core, we are already whole. We are already perfect, and we are already complete, and we are already enough. That doesn't mean we don't pretend life is perfect or that our challenge doesn't exist. Life is real and struggles are real. But at the deepest level, the part of us that is truly spiritual doesn't need fixing. It is already perfect. So the next time you feel like you're falling short, remember, your spiritual self isn't behind or incomplete. The part of you is already whole. Realizing that doesn't take away your challenge. It gives you strength and courage to face them with confidence, knowing that your foundation is already perfect. Spirit is perfect, and because Spirit creates everything, we are created by Spirit, we are perfect too. When we begin to think this way, something changes. We stop judging ourselves so harshly and start seeing ourselves as already whole. Living on the inner edge means letting this idea reach the parts of us we usually try to hide or protect. It means loosening our hold on the small, safe version of ourselves and being open to something more. And that can feel scary. Letting go of control rarely feels safe. But this is where real growth happens, when we trust that something larger is supporting us, that God, that Spirit is supporting us, that Spirit is surrounding us, and Spirit is here every step of the way. Spiritual practices can help shift how we see ourselves from a fearful, critical view to a deeper sense of wholeness. And this shift happens slowly, like water soaking into dry ground. Over time, we begin to live from that inner sense of wholeness instead of that fear or control. Ernest Holmes reassures us, there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. Living on the inner edge means trusting that a greater intelligence is guiding us and helping us move past our fears and grow. So what does this look like in real life? So you're going to notice your inner edge. We all have moments where self-judgment is loud, where there's doubt and fear and criticism. When that happens, instead of thinking, I'm failing, think, oh, this is a sign that I'm growing. Remember your true north. Spirit sees only perfection. When the world tells you you're not enough, step back and see yourself through a deeper truth, whole, worthy, and complete. And stay on the edge. Growth often feels uncomfortable. When you feel like retreating to old habits or familiar stories, ask yourself, are the walls that once kept me safe now keeping me small? So sometimes I pray for something, and then it's getting close, and then I'm like, maybe it's not happening fast enough, or maybe it's happening the way I didn't expect it to happen. And so I stop praying and I give it back to God. Oh, but then I really did want that thing. So then I start praying and I take it back from God. And then I'm like, no, it's not happening the way I want. Let me give it back to God. And then I give it back to God. And it's just constant. And I finally have to say, wait a minute. I need to live on the edge and allow God to guide me and let me experience it the way God thinks I should experience, not the way I think I should experience it. Approaching ourselves with compassion changes what comes next, and living fully is brave. It means having the courage to let go of old judgments and trust that your true self is bigger, kinder, and stronger than you think. We stand together at the doorway of self-acceptance. The choice is simple but powerful. When you're standing there at the doorway, step forward and start moving towards Spirit and moving to what God wants you to do next with your life. Remember Ernest Holmes' words, what we believe, we tend to experience. So we choose to believe gently and deeply that we are whole, that we are enough, and that we are loved. So I would like you to affirm this with me by repeating after me. I meet my inner edge with courage.
I meet my inner edge with courage,
With curiosity.
with curiosity,
And with compassion.
and with compassion.
Thank you, and so it is.
And so it is.
So let us pray. You can take a deep breath in and let it out. You can close your eyes. You can open your eyes. And just recognize that there is just one presence, one power, one life, one intelligence, and that is God. That is Spirit. Expressing as love, expressing as wisdom and wholeness in all that is. And that presence is the source of every breath we take, every moment, every unfolding of good. And I know that the same spirit that lives as me, is me, and there's no separation between who I am and who Spirit is. That is the truth of my being, complete, whole, and perfect. And from this place, I affirm that I meet my inner edge with courage and compassion. I release self-judgment. I allow curiosity to take its place. I recognize an invitation to grow. I loosen my grip on old stories and open to a deeper acceptance of who I am becoming. I see myself through the eyes of Spirit, whole, worthy, complete, perfect, enough. And I'm grateful for this truth and for the gentle unfolding of my life. I trust the process. I trust this presence of God. I trust myself. And so I release this word into the creative law of mind, knowing it is done right here, right now. As I say these words, I let it go. And together we say,
And so it is.
And so it is.
thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Linda Overton. Nice hand. You know, I'm glad I'm here this morning. What a wonderful message. And I'm certainly glad she changed her message to fit with my reading. That worked out kind of nice too. But now it's time to get down to business. We have potluck today, right? I know Dave read off a whole list of things that were out there. I didn't bring anything, but Lucy brought a cake and I brought Lucy this morning. So I hope that counts. Anyways, now it's time for our offertory. And we have an usher and we have a lady who wants to tell us some wonderful things. That's there you are. There.
That was a wonderful talk, Linda. Thank you. We have, I just want to announce, we have 3 chocolate cakes.
Woohoo! Oh, sorry.
We have food too, but we have 3 chocolate cakes. And there's a birthday. Oh, that's right. I wonder if we have a candle. Anyway, now it's time for our offertory, and that is the time when we give back to God. And that's really what tithing is. Giving back to God. I know I tell myself every day, I live in gratitude. And one way I show my gratitude is by donating to this center. So you are all invited to make your gifts, your donations, or your tithes. And you can give, we have our usher Gail who will be coming around. And We have Dave in the sound booth ready to take cards. Debit cards, credit cards. You know, I live with that debit card. I don't even carry money. I have a debit card. Everywhere I go, they take my card. I'm so grateful. Oh, we have an abundance affirmation. I left mine back there, but we have it up here so we can say it. With open hearts and open minds, I give cheerfully, knowing the love and abundance I share returns to me in joyful ways. And so it is.
And so it
And
is.
now we're going to be singing the blessing song, and Brian is going to come up and sing it with us.
Well, okay, I don't know about you, but I had a good time today. I learned some things today. I'm not going to tell you what I learned. You have to know what you learned. So thank you for being here, and now